Hi everyone, this is a tutorial for the key assignment for our elementary math methods and field experience. So we'll go ahead and get started. If you want to go ahead and click on assignments, and then in the search bar, just type in the word key, and we want to click on key assignment for the course. This is where it gives the specific directions. So the first link here is the resource document that we created in class and that we'll be working on and adding more information to as the course continues. The second one is the just the assignment itself without the resources. The third link is the data for the key assignment, and then the fourth link is the focus document, and the last link is the rubric. So since these two are the same, except for this one has resources, let's go ahead and click on this one. Okay, this document explains the purpose of the assignment and what your proficiencies should be. We go down. This is the learning goals, and it is to match instructional strategies and sequence to the content and to the individual. And just to let you know, this will account for 20% of your final grade. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how students develop their skills when doing math. And that's pretty much what we've been talking about this whole course. So it says here that you may use your lesson plan to teach in the field experience, but you do not have to. If anybody has any concerns about that or would like me to take a look at theirs, please let me know and we can go ahead and talk about that, discuss it. So here's the steps to assignment. So the first one, you'll study data given about your class, and if you just go ahead and look at that, this gives the information on the test that these students took. And if you look down here at the bottom, it says the skill that the students completed, and then the green is the number of students that were correct. The yellow were the students that kind of almost got it, and then the orangish color were the students that did not get this information. So that is that data. And then here's the focus document. Okay, so if you look, it provides the questions. So if you look here, start counting from 986, and I'll tell you when to stop. And this is the information where if they got it correct and fluent, they got 3 points. If they got it correct but they were uncertain was 2, and then unsuccessful was 1. So that kind of gives you an idea of the rating system that this was using. And you can go ahead and look through that document as well. Okay, so what you need to do is to develop a lesson plan, and then we have a lesson plan template here. And this is a lesson plan for number talks. If you want to use something different, or if you have concerns about using this, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to discuss this with you. So if we scroll down, it kind of gives you a little background on number talks, and then here's a planning tool, and then there's 2 different types of templates. So if you want a narrative type of template, this is the first one. And then this one's kind of sideways, but this is a chart that you could do. And then here is an example. And then there's an example of that one as well. So those are the 2 types of lesson plan templates. If you have one that you would like to use and like to share with the group, please email it to me or tell me how to get to that location. I'll put it in this document. The more heads together on this project, the better it will be. So what you need to do is to use an example for a week's worth of number talks. So that would be 5. We're talking a week of school. That's 5 days. And you need a number talk for each of the 5 days. And then you're also going to do 1 day of instruction. So the lesson plan should connect to the data and focus on the focus document that was included. So that information that you had that was up here You want to try to base your number talks in your lesson on that data in an area where you think students could use improvement, or an area that you're strong in that you think those students were weak in. Any type of that thing would work well. Okay, then you need to have a learning objectives, which includes the standards that you'll be addressing. And if you click on this link, it goes right to the standards. And then the mathematical practices you tend to highlight or address. And you click on that link. And this was, whoops, forget the pop-up. This was an article that I found that kind of breaks it down. So these are the main ideas here, the practices, excuse me, and then this is a little bit more information. So it kind of goes through all those separately. So that's the mathematical practices. Then we need to take a look at the hook and how you connect it to prior knowledge. So you can get that prior knowledge information from the focus document. And as you progress with your lesson plans, you can, for your number talks, you can decide how that would fit in to that as well. And any tools that you anticipate your students may use. Got to focus on that vocabulary. And then make sure to also include the lesson structure, what you'll be doing, and what your students are going to be doing during that guided practice, and how you're going to assess what the students took away. And the most vital portion of this is the differentiation. What type of differentiation will you offer? And remember, once again, we don't want to just talk about sitting that student in the corner with a paraprofessional. They're amazing people, but we want students to gain skills with this. We don't want them just to be guided. We want them to explore with the manipulatives just like everyone else. So that's important too. And if you have any concerns, if you're not differentiating enough, please let me know and I'll help you with that as well. So if you notice, as we look through the whole thing, there's not a whole lot of talk about worksheets. So if you want to talk worksheets, be very careful when you're doing this with this type of plan. There should not be any worksheets with any of the number talks, because that's not doing it the correct way. If you want to look at the structures of the number talks and re-watch some of those videos, none of those had worksheets. So please don't include any worksheets in that portion. And then your lesson plan, if you have any questions on where a worksheet belongs in there, or if one does, please feel free to contact me. But remember, the one thing we don't want to do is have a child sit down and do 30 math problems all by themselves working on a worksheet. Because if they're doing it 30 times wrong, it's going to take that much longer for them to get that skill unlearned and then learned again the correct way. So I can't wait for your awesome submissions for this key assignment. I'm sure they're going to be amazing. And please let me know what questions you have. And if you'd like me to take a look at any information before you turn it in, be more than happy to. Thank you.